This is Primetime Sports, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, 1019, 100.5, AM 1450, WGNSSports.com, Big G TV, streaming video, and always at the game. The game. It's Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees. We'll take a look back at last week's big games and get you ready for the weekend ahead. Local prep sports, MTSU, UT, and Vandy football, the Titans, and much more. Now let's join the Primetime Sports team right here on WGNS and Big G TV.
All right, it's Thursday night, Primetime Sports, brought to you by Ideas Tees. Clark Blair in the house, Rod Edwards in the house. Danny Brewer, as I told him earlier on a text, he's a sorry sucker. He's going to call in later. He's sitting on the beach in California. Well, maybe that may be your thing, may not.
Well, I would be all right with that.
I'd be okay on the beach. I'm not sure I'd want to be in California, but maybe somewhere else. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got the first week of high school football under our belts. Couple surprises, couple of questions, couple of good surprises we'll talk about. And then we got college football kicking off actually tonight. I'm sure there's games going on. We've got a game on WGNS, so we're going to get cut short tonight because the boys are over at Blackman High School getting ready to take the Blackman versus the Cane Ridge game tonight. So that 6:45 we'll cut over to Brian there. Rod's going to run out. He's going to head over to Blackman and see that game. There's a couple of other games tonight we'll talk about that are playing. PCA's over at MTSU. We'll talk about the Blue Raiders tonight because the Blue Raiders play, so do the Vols and Vandy. Ideas Tees is the place in Rutherford County for school spirit wear, screen printing, embroidery, specialty items, and more. Visit them at 111 East Middle Tennessee Christian Road, right across from the school off Memorial. You can also shop for officially licensed MTSU Blue Raider gear from Raider Tees. Saturday's game is a white out tees, polos, hats, and more at their showroom on 111 East MTCS Road. Ideas Tees can put your logo on just about anything. Stop by and see how they can help promote your favorite team, workplace, organization. Learn more at ideastees.com.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Ring Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
The frustration many are feeling is real and justified. Kenneth Barrett said that after the county commission denied raises for deputies this year, and as sheriff, fair pay will be a top priority.
We need to figure out how we can get ours comparable to other agencies and start communication with the county commission to try to get less steps at a higher percentage.
With nearly 30 years at the sheriff's office, Barrett brings servant leadership, accountability, transparency, and fairness. Learn more at KennethBarrettForSheriff.com.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff, J.M. Stewart Treasurer.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Auctions are easy, fast, and profitable.
I've always been a big fan of auctions. Get instant sale, no contingencies.
That means the sale of your property won't depend on an inspection, financing, or appraisals.
I've known the guys over there my entire life.
Call Parks Auction and Realty or visit parksauction.com.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Parks Auction Company, committed to auction excellence.
Told it to you, 27 and a half.
Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. I'm State Farm Agent Andy Wommel. It's smart to protect them together to help life go right. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me help you save by combining your home and auto.
Each team knows which play can be the winning move. I'm good neighbor State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and I'd love the opportunity to talk to you about combining your home and auto insurance. Call me at 615-895-2700 and I can save you time and money.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, from oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Let's hear from customers of Dr. Automotive.
He does a good job. He lets you know what's going on and do it at a good price.
Danny does a lot in our community, so he's very involved and invested.
I recommend family, friends. Danny is spot on because he'll suggest what I need to do, and of course, I've never had an issue.
For quality care you can trust, visit Dr. Automotive in Smyrna. We've got the cure for your car.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
All right, we're back. Fall sports are underway at all the high schools. It's not fall weather just yet, but the weather has been better. Soccer, volleyball, cross country, golf, all going on around Rutherford County. It's the time we want to give some shout outs tonight to different young people doing great things. My first shout out, Rod, is to the Lady Riverdale Warriors soccer team. Got their first district win since 2020.
That's exciting night. Did they throw ice on the coach?
I don't know, but they were really excited. They had a 2-1 win over Oakland. Michaela Moss and Ashton Toney both got goals for the Lady Warriors.
That made it a little better beating Oakland.
It always helps to beat Oakland if you're a Warrior.
Okay, for me, I've got from the football, I think the one really standout that jumped at me that says, well, Stewart's Creek's going to be better than I maybe thought they were. I thought they lost too much in the running back position, but Jamarcus Brown had 36 carries for 258 yards and 4 TDs. And they were in a battle. It was a tough game that they played. I think it was Centennial, and it was back and forth. So.
Well, I think they were down early, weren't they?
They were. Came back. So they still have Mr. Taylor as their quarterback, so they may be in for a really good year.
36 is a lot of carries.
It is.
A lot of carries. A lot of yards, yeah. His numbers really stood out. Volleyball, I'm going to pick on the Stiebel sisters from Central Magnet. The Stiebel sisters in volleyball together had 18 kills and 6 blocks. Congratulations, ladies.
And I may throw in some volleyball too. Middle Tennessee Christian beat PCA just right down the road, 3-1. And Middle Tennessee Christian is trying to get back to state. Jada Burns had 23 kills. I couldn't find anyone else to match the 23 kills. And then Bailey Culpepper had 47 assists, setting up as the setter. And Addison Burks had 32 digs. So they have had the 3 main areas. They have people who had outstanding games.
They've been a strong volleyball program for a while.
Yes, they have.
Really have. In golf, kids still shooting a whole lot better than I do. Austin Feckler at Stewart's Creek shot a 72. Cohen Quiggles from Stewart's Creek shot a 76. And on the ladies' side, Olivia Ridley shot an 81. All 3 of them are better than me. And that's why the clubs are sitting up in my attic and not somewhere else. Cross country, again, I'm not a runner either, but boy, our kids are. The Christiana Middle School girls team swept through a recent event over at Old Stone Fort in Manchester. Mila Black was the top runner at a time of 12:39, and Kayla Dady at 13:22. They're 15-1 in the cross country. The Blackman Middle School boys won that event also, and the Blackman High School girls. So congratulations to all those teams in cross country.
I remember when I was coaching and teaching at Blackman, I think with Christiana at that time was the top cross country team. So I guess that dynasty just keeps rolling along.
Well, I mean, you think of Siegel, like I said, Christiana with middle schools. There's a lot of good cross country programs, and it's one of my favorite sports. It always was. When my kids ran, it was a favorite sport, just because everybody cheered for everybody.
Right. Very positive.
The last kid that came across that line got as big a cheers just about as the ones that came across first, just because I think everybody standing there knew I couldn't beat that kid, and I don't want to try to run that race that kid just did.
Well, let me since we're talking about cross country, I was riding on the Greenway about 6:30 in the morning last week, and I saw several, about 15 runners from Central Magnet. So they're out early. That's when the weather was really hot. Mm-hmm. And they were out early and getting it done early. And, I mean, it's a lot of sacrifice if you're going to succeed.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, just running every day just to run does not sound fun. Does not sound fun.
If you're good and you win,
if you're good, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's good for you, but it's not good for me. Let's transition. Again, congratulations to all those kids having a great week and those teams. Let's go to college football for a little bit before Danny calls in. We've been talking about the Blue Raiders a little bit. You heard the previous show talking about all the things. The big thing to me, Rod, it's the transfers.
Yes.
I'm blown away by the numbers.
It's who's where and where they come from. And it's just hard. It's hard to develop allegiance for a player. You see them develop and grow. To be true to your school, there's no such thing anymore. I mean, that used to be something that, the whole school was proud of their support for their team, and the players were proud of it. And now it's you're here, you're there, you're across country, you're in East Tennessee, you're in California, and back and forth.
Well, I'm gonna go watch the Blue Raiders in action Saturday night. I'm gonna have to have my program. Austin Peay has 73 newcomers on their roster, and of that roster, they've got 20 transfers who were at the FBS level last season coming in. And I'm gonna give you a name, Rod. I saw this name. I thought Rod will know this person. Remember a kid named Ellis?
Yes.
You can't forget Ellis. Former Hendersonville standout. Preseason all-conference defensive back for the Governors. I saw that name and I thought we've called that name before back in the day. It's hard to believe he's a college kid now playing. MTSU is not a stranger to the newcomers. They have 61, Rod. Wow. 61.
The first couple of days of practice probably has to be a meet and greet.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't know who they are.
Reminds you, remember the Titans where they said, well, I'm going to play this, I'm going to play that, because they just walk in and start talking, because 18 new high schoolers, 17 transfer kids, 7 JUCO, 19 walk-ons for the Blue Raiders. So should be a good game. They've not played each other since 2007, 2010. Mm-hmm. And then, even used to, Austin Peay was a big rival. Of course, I thought more of basketball than I did football. But, it's a chance for MTSU to get a win early.
Yes, it is. But now if you go back, it was about 2 years ago, Austin Peay was really playing well for their couple years. But it seemed like they're down. They have a new coach and a new program. And then when you have a new coach, then you got all the transfers. So they're trying to get rebounding. Both teams really are rebounding from where they've been.
The biggest thing we think of course, is I think MTSU's got an edge because of quarterback.
Right. And that's, you got about a 5-year senior.
He's one of the few kids that you can say is stuck with middle.
Right. And so all you true blues, go out there, you have a true blue that stayed all the way.
That's right. All right, so if you're true blue and you're going Saturday, the party in the Grove starts at 3 o'clock. The game is at 6 on Saturday. Raider Walk is at 3:30. Family Fun Zones open at 4:30. And so it is a whiteout. It is Family and Faith Day. They're giving away 2,000 rally towels if you're one of the first 2,000 fans. There's no conflict. All you Vol fans, which I am, I can watch the Vols at 11. Enjoy that game at home. Get ready. Head over to MTSU and watch the Blue Raiders. So that'll be a good day of football for the Blair family. And we're also excited to see that Riverdale transfer coming in. Seeing Alex from UTC. We're glad about him coming home. And I know he's going to do big things at the linebacker position for the Blue Raiders.
All right, and it's nice to have local kids playing on our local college team.
Absolutely. I know we've got some kids coming in from Shelbyville. Riverdale's got a couple of freshmen coming in. The running back from Riverdale last year is at MTSU, so a lot of good things to see there. And then Austin Peay will have a lot of local kids. We've already mentioned the Ellis kid. Their quarterback is actually from Ravenwood.
Okay.
And so you may remember that name too, Chris Parson from Ravenwood. Mm-hmm. So he's their quarterback. He went to Mississippi State, but he transferred to Austin Peay. So if you get a chance, there's tickets available. I got my tickets online the other day. Go out and see the Blue Raiders. When we come back, I think Danny might join us.
Since 1966, Fans Heating and Air has been a symbol of quality for Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. For friendly, complete service on Amana, Bryant, or American Standard Heating and Air products, Fans Heating and Air will do it all. Fans specializes in new homes, custom homes, or existing buildings. Give Fans Heating and Air a call today, 615-893-7930. Good luck to all of our schools and student athletes from Fans Heating and Air.
We're at Rick's Barbecue on Warrior Drive, talking with Anne Marie Brents.
When people walk in and they're like, tell me what's good, I usually tell them the loaded baked potato, which is a fully loaded potato with the butter, sour cream, cheese, bacon, and chives, and then we put meat on top of it.
At Rick's, they use the largest potatoes you can find.
Every Tuesday, we run a special on the loaded potatoes. We call it Tater Tuesday, and we sell a lot of potatoes.
Barbecue, smoked chicken, ribs, they've got it all at Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive, and online at ricksbbq.com.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
If you're a homeowner with a quarter acre or several, Las Casas Feed Supply focuses on premium feeds and dog foods you won't find in the box stores.
Nutrition is our specialty here at Las Casas Feed.
Family owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, inviting you to stop by, visit, and enjoy the country.
Customer service expertise that exceeds your expectations.
Las Casas Feed is also your place for local milk from the MTSU Dairy on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East in Las Casas. Middle Tennessee Christian School. Training for eternity.
The large majority of our kids are involved in athletics or extracurricular activities, one or the other, and most are doing multiple activities.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
And that's a great preparation for life. How many of us in our life are just doing one thing? So a well-rounded student is a huge deal.
Invest in your child's future in a Christ-centered environment with many athletic and extracurricular choices.
Without a doubt, our students have the opportunity to be involved in multiple activities.
To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance are the leading experts in sports medicine and performance, and the team physicians for NFL, college, and high school athletes across Tennessee. TOA offers same-day appointments, walk-ins, and urgent care for acute orthopedic injuries that can't wait. TOA is proud to support Rutherford County high school athletes. Having a specialized care team you trust can make all the difference in your athletic journey. To find a TOA location near you, visit TOA.com.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, we're back on this Thursday night. Danny Brewer is on the other side of the country. He sent me a picture. I called him a sorry sucker. Danny Brewer, how are you?
I'm good, Clark. I'm really good.
Well, tell everybody why you're in California.
Well, we're here for the Pacific Classic. This is the biggest race for older horses on the West Coast. It's a Breeders' Cup win and you're in, meaning that the winner of the Pacific Classic gets an automatic berth and fees paid to enter into the Breeders' Cup Classic, which will also be run here at Del Mar, and that'll be the 1st of November. But mile and a quarter on the dirt for 3-year-olds and up, and it's always a big race, and like the biggest race in California outside of things like the Breeders' Cup.
Ah, so there's going to be a big crowd there, lots of people, lots of money flowing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know, that's one of the things this game is about, is the flowing money. But it's going to be an exciting time. There's 5 stake races on the card on Saturday. We've got lots of excitement. There's some horses running. We've got Nysos, that's going to be my top pick. He's running the Pacific Classic. He's running against last year's Travers Stakes winner, who is Fierceness, and also this year's Preakness Stakes winner and the Derby runner-up and Belmont Stakes runner-up Journalism. He's running in the race too. So, like I said, it's a loaded-up race. Big times, always fun here at Del Mar.
Are you allowing your wife though to have fun besides horse racing?
Oh yeah, she loves the game too. Oh yeah. We're here. We stay at a really nice hotel. You saw the view. This is a really nice place. Tomorrow we'll go down into Encinitas and do a little stuff down there. And there's some really good shopping. She loves to do that, so I'll kind of give her day tomorrow, and we'll do that. But like I said, she loves the game too. She loves the sport of horse racing. She loves Del Mar. Like I said, this is a wonderful place, and we can talk about some money flowing there closer to you in your neck of the woods. Also, Kentucky Downs is having a big day on Saturday. They're running the Nashville Derby at Kentucky Downs this Saturday. You can jog on up there, Clark, make you some money. That race has a $3.5 million purse. It's the richest race on turf outside the Breeders' Cup. They're running at Franklin, Kentucky, just across the state line on Saturday.
Oh, wow. Wow. Speaking of stuff, let's talk about last Friday night. We were both at the same game. Did you get to talk much to Coach Shad?
Yeah, we talked at length, and then we talked again Saturday morning, and I've texted him some throughout the week. He and I are pretty close. I mean, we grew up together. His dad was a father figure to me. I coached his little brother in basketball. We graduated high school together. We played a lot of softball together, played baseball together. Like I said, so me and Coach Shad go way back. So no, I did get to spend some time with him. Good to see him in person. We talk on the phone quite a bit, but the thing I can say about him is he has not changed. He's always been a fantastic football coach, a great motivator, somebody who cares about the kids and puts the kids first. But he hasn't changed a lick. He coached a magnificent game against Riverdale. I feel like had the game plan in place, and of course Riverdale didn't play that well, but Knox Catholic is not a bad football team. They're pretty daggum good in their own right.
They are pretty good, and he's got two. I mean, the quarterback, the Bartholomew boy, the dad played at Tennessee. He was solid the other night, Friday, and then of course that receiver has got speed to spare.
Well, if they would have thrown the ball his way a couple more times, he'd have had a couple more touchdowns, because there was the one play where the Riverdale picked it off over the middle. If he looks down the sideline, that boy he run right by the cornerback, and man, he's clear by 10 yards, but instead he chose to throw it over the middle, and Riverdale intercepted it. Like I said, I give Riverdale a lot of credit, man. They hung in there, and they played hard. They just didn't play very well. The D-back, one of the D-backs for Catholic, he's going to Notre Dame. So, like I said, they've got some talent over there, and a couple of their young players, the safety that picked off the pass right there at the end, he's just a sophomore. So, like I said, Coach Shad's got a pretty bright horizon over there at Knoxville Catholic.
He does. There was a lot of cramping going on during the game. It felt like every play we had somebody cramping, and one of the kids cramped right on the sidelines, right where I was standing, and Coach Shad come over, and he kind of looked at all of us because he knew all of us. He goes, "It's a good game, man, boys. Good game."
Yeah, and it was a good, hard-hitting game, exciting. Riverdale was right there, had the tying touchdown call back on a penalty. Because, man, they were their own worst enemy. With the turnovers and the penalties, they were their own worst enemy, no doubt about it. Of course, Catholic, they had their fair share of mistakes, too, with turnovers and whatnot. But still, it was a good, hard-fought game. Lots of excitement. I told Coach Kreisky, I interviewed him on Saturday morning, that's the kind of game that I applaud him and Coach Shad for playing, because that's what's great for high school football. You've got public school versus private school. You've got Middle Tennessee versus East Tennessee. You've got lots of good players on the field. It's very exciting for the kids, very exciting for the fans. That's what is really, really good for high school football, is for games like that to be played.
Absolutely, but you're right. Riverdale, they've got to cut down the penalties, got to cut down the turnovers. 4 turnovers offensively was just killer. And then, like you said, Knoxville Catholic is a solid team. Rod, on the other hand, he was over at Oakland. I looked at the halftime score, 14-14, Rod. I was like, uh-oh, we got a ball game.
Yeah, we did. And then Oakland came out, and basically they totally shut down the PCA or CPA. They only had they didn't have a first down. I think they only had 12 yards total offense in the second half, and basically they didn't get the ball. Oakland got the ball, and then they just drove. Now Oakland had trouble moving the ball in the first half, but then the back started cutting back because there was so much pursuit. They cut back, and they were just gashing with Bass and I forget who the other kids, 2 little kids. They were both about 150 pounds, and they were just gashing them. And it opened it up, and then it was Katie bar the door.
Well, of course, you look at the scoring summary for the game, you see a familiar name, Craig Tutt. And so push comes to shove for the Oakland Patriots. Coach Creasy knows where he's going to put that ball.
In fact, they didn't use him a whole lot, but they bring him in when they needed him. In the first half, he got the 1 touchdown. And after that, they stopped him for a while because the whole team pursued him. If he came in, because he was running Wildcat, and they were pursuing it. But then these counter runs really opened things up for them.
So Oakland's on the road. We'll talk about their game coming up pretty soon. Danny, what else you got planned for this weekend besides horse racing and a little shopping?
Well, beach time, man. We're right. It's where the turf meets the surf. So we got beach time going on, and I don't know of anything much better than the turf and the surf. So that's predominantly where I'm going to be focused. And eating, we're going to go eat here in just a little bit. There's some really, really good food. The Brigantine has got outstanding ahi tuna. Oh man! Then we go down the Chart House. The prime rib is fantastic, and the chocolate lava cake. Oh my! It is probably the best you'll ever eat. One day, Clark, you're gonna come out here with me, and I'm gonna take you down there and get you some. You like lava cake?
Oh yeah. We'll all be glad to go.
Are you using your winnings to buy all that food?
Well, I hope so. we hope so.
Hey, quick question: did you talk to any of you boys in Smyrna? I thought they were gonna pull that upset on Brentwood.
Well, yes, I have talked with Coach Williams at length. A game that they feel like slipped through their paws. Brentwood scores on the opening drive. Brentwood scores the last time they have the ball. In between that, it's all Smyrna. The difference was twice Smyrna got down inside the Brentwood 10-yard line and had to settle for field goals. If they score a touchdown on either one of those drives, then that's ball game. But they just couldn't put it in the end zone. So that they feel like, happy with the defensive effort, not happy with the offense because they just couldn't put it in the end zone. And if they score just one of those times, get 6 points, then they're going to win the ball game. So they feel like it's definitely one that got away from them. Of course, you ain't got time to mope around. They go to Hendersonville this Friday night, and Hendersonville is not the powerhouse Hendersonville from the past, but still they run the wing tee offense, which is tough to prepare for. And anytime you go into somebody else's house, it's always going to be a challenge.
Absolutely. Well, Danny, we're going to let you go. You have a great rest of your weekend. Win some money, and then if you win enough, then you can just pay for all of us to go out there.
Well, who knows? Maybe late pick 4. If we can hit something like that, it might just happen. Hey, the name of this game: back a horse and get paid.
All right, brother. Y'all have a great time. Be safe. Thank you, Brother Danny. We'll be right back after a break.
Life's too short to stress about insurance. That's why Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance is here to make sure you have the right coverage without all the hassle. He'll work hard to provide you with personalized service and finding the best solutions for you and your family. Whether you're looking for auto, home, or business insurance, Rick Hall's got you covered. Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency. Let him handle the details so you can focus on what really matters.
This is a paid legal ad.
At the law offices of John Day, we take only real cases that make a real difference.
Dear John, I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done so much. I know you went over and beyond, and that's why I just think the world of you. Thank you. Robert K.
My pleasure, Robert. If you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too. Call the law offices of John Day for a free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless we win your case. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
Pizza. You in a hurry for dinner? Well, we've made it even easier to order online at sirpizzatn.com. Tap the location nearest you and begin your carryout or delivery order at sirpizzatn.com. You can choose from our full menu, and we'll take care of the rest. A Queen's Feast is calling my name. Order Murfreesboro's favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
You've heard people say, you know your work by your name, but there's no better name for residential and business concrete work than Dan France Concrete. From basic slabs to decorative stamping, for your next concrete project, call Dan France Concrete, 615-642-5152.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Trust me, Dan is committed to the community and will offer you a great product. He'll stand behind his work and make sure you're satisfied with every aspect of the work. Dan France Concrete.
Head over to J. Mullins Jewelry to check out their selection of rings, watches, custom design jewelry, and much more. They're a local business located at 352 West Northville Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. They have gifts for all occasions, weddings, graduations, anniversaries, whatever you need, you can find it at J. Mullins Jewelry. That's at 352 West Northville Boulevard or online at mullinsjewelry.com.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSports.com and Big G TV.
All right, we're back at the top of the hour. It is Blackman versus Cane Ridge. Blackman, a winner last week on the road at Clarksville, 24-6. We've already mentioned Stewart's Creek beating Centennial 39-36. Rod Jamarcus Brown talked about 258 yards and 4 touchdowns. Middle Tennessee Christian started their year off right, beating Ezel Harding. Siegel, let's stop and talk for a second. I didn't see him going to Cookeville and winning, Rod.
No, I didn't. Cookeville's a very tough place. Even if you're improved quite a bit, it's been tough for Siegel because they've been struggling last couple of years. They haven't made the playoffs, but they really stepped up. And the thing was to win it at under a minute when they came down and scored to win the game. That is big.
Well, I was at Riverdale, and I'm friends with Mr. Creasy over at Siegel, and we were texting back and forth. I was complaining about the turnovers and penalties, and he was fussing about couldn't get into the end zone, and Cookeville went ahead right there at the end, and I was like, oh, man, they were so close. And then he texts me back. He goes, we just scored, 45 seconds left. So good job, Siegel Stars. Braylon Albea scored 2 touchdowns to lead the Stars.
He ran last year, I remember.
So they're on the road again tomorrow night. That'll be your WGNS game. Siegel's at Lebanon tomorrow night and trying to start out 2-0 on the season. PCA was a 28-21 winner over Eagleville. Surprised at that game?
No. I think PCA probably has a lot of guys with a lot of experience with their new program. I think the depth in their offensive line, defensive line, there's going to be an advantage. And being a private school, a lot of times they have resources. I just thought they would probably pull the upset.
Well, that one got me last week. I went with the Eagles. And then Rockville, tough start for the new coach, but Independence is a good team.
Right. Independence is back to where they were a few years ago. They got their coach back, and they have more of the air raid offense now.
So other games tonight, Stratford is at Stewart's Creek. We'll see if Mr. Brown can run wild against them to get Stewart's Creek to 2-0. And then we've already mentioned PCA. They're playing tonight over at MTSU. They're taking on Cannon County. Cannon County is not a bad football team either.
No, and they're also a bigger school. I think, 2A?
Yep.
So, it's going to be a tough game, but with the experience that they've got, they got their top defensive lineman leading in the tackles every week is Sean Burkhofer, and this is his 4th year starting. So those are things that you have to also look at.
So they'll playing on the turf tonight for a good game. Other games, Friday night, Rockville back on the road at Station Camp. Again, another tough opponent to start the season. Station
Camp was in the playoffs last year in the 5A. And it's going to be a tough opponent. They won pretty big last week, so especially going there.
Yep, on the road, yep. Laverne is hosting Dixon County. The Wolverines had a good defensive effort, Coach talked about. Just couldn't get on the board. Again, another good quality team coming into Laverne, though.
Right, and it's a team that's had success over the years. And established program, so it's going to be a pretty tough night, but this is where you want to show improvement. We start putting some points on the board now. The offense has got to start to click, and it will get better and better because they have to get used to each other. New coach, new offense, everything changes. Offense is harder when you got all new coming together than defense.
Well, and I think that was part of Riverdale's problem, too. A lot of new guys on the offensive side. Middle Tennessee Christian is hosting Franklin Grace Christian. Quarterback for Middle Tennessee Christian, Mario Nichols, 3 passing, 2 rushing touchdowns. And so, again, a chance to go 2-0 for the Cougars there. Eagleville is hosting Community, a team they won last year pretty easily. good bounce back game for the Eagles.
Yes, and it's kind of a good game to kind of get your confidence back and get everything working. Sometimes, you run into some tough resistance, but get your offense really flowing, and then you can go on when you get into tougher opponents.
Danny mentioned again, Smyrna's on the road going to Hendersonville, not easy for them. Riverdale hosting another private school, Father Ryan. Father Ryan won last week and held on to beat Overton. Riverdale's got to figure out offensively what they're going to do to get the ball in the end zone. And then I am sure, I did not get information from my wife, but I know Coach Kreisky, and I bet he hammered them on those penalties all week long.
That part is unexcusable, especially that you're talking about personal fouls, those type of penalties. I mean, you may have holding is going to happen these first games. And the game I saw was mostly holding penalties on the offensive line, kept bringing the ball back, but not this personal foul.
Well, I was telling somebody, football's an aggressive game, and I can see where people get mad. But you get to hit somebody every play.
Yeah.
But do it the right way, don't do it the wrong way.
Well, if you're playing a game, you can't hit back.
That's right. That's right. Oakland is on the road. They're going to Winchester, Kentucky to play Huntington, West Virginia. Huntington was 11-2 last season, advanced all the way to the third round of the 4A playoffs. They're the West Virginia Highlanders.
That'll be interesting.
The Highlanders. And
so they have to travel sometimes to get their schedule in.
Well, Kentucky's a lot better than Texas, Coach said.
Right.
A little bit shorter road trip for the Oakland Patriots. So
right.
I'm sure the Highlanders have not seen a team like the Patriots. So.
Well, I mean, the Patriots have really done well in these games that have been in other states.
Well, I think they like playing those games, to be honest. Coach doesn't seem to like it, but I think he's just saying that. But I think the players like seeing somebody else. It puts them on the map, too.
Right.
So looking at rankings, Oakland is number 1 in 6A, not a surprise. Blackman has moved up to number 5. Riverdale dropped to number 7. Eagleville is still listed in Class A at number 5, dropping from 4. And Middle Tennessee Christian is number 5 in Division 2A. So local teams still looking good up there on the rankings, according to sports writers in Tennessee. Pigskin Picks, the rookie started out hot. Brother Bill is on the tee box at 8-2 last week.
That puts a lot of pressure on him now.
It does.
It's going to be hard to meet up with that.
It does put pressure on him, but I'm sure he's getting a few digs in, probably right now since he's listening to this with the guys around him. Danny, Bryan, U-Rod, and John, all 7-3, 1 game back. And then the jinx guy, me, the commissioner, went 6-4. Tamara's like, why do you always go out trying to on a limb? I said, I don't know. Just you're trying to make up something, just trying to keep it interesting.
Do something different.
Do something different.
So you're sacrificing for the program.
Yeah, but I need to stop because it's sacrificing my wins is what I'm doing. We all went with Blackman and Stewart's Creek. Cannon County and PCA was a toss-up game. Brian and I went with Cannon County. Lebanon and Siegel was a toss-up game, 3-3. Bill Rod and myself went with Lebanon. Good luck to the Siegel Stars, but on the road at Lebanon is going to be a tough one. We all went with Oakland, Riverdale, Eagleville, Middle Tennessee Christian. Danny went with the Rockets going to Station Camp. Bill and I went with Hendersonville going against Smyrna. Danny went with Laverne against Dixon County. The only other games left we haven't talked about was college. We all went with MTSU, and we've got about a minute and a half before we break. Vanderbilt, Rod, can they get to 6 this year?
Yes.
I think they can too. I think Coach Lee's got them in a good spot. Pavia's back. They start with Charleston Southern this week. They've got some tough games, but if they win the games, they should win. Vanderbilt can get to the six wins. Predictions vary from 7-5 in some places to 6-6, but get to 6 and you'll get to that bowl game. Tennessee, on the other hand, Rod and I were talking before the show. I just don't know. I don't know about the Vols, and the reason I don't know, there's not a lot of talk out of Knoxville, just to be honest. It's really quiet in my opinion. New quarterback, new running back, new wide receivers, some new young people on the offensive line. Defensively, I think we'll be solid. I think we worry about the DBs because our best one's hurt. I think Syracuse is not an easy opening game, but it's a winnable game for the Vols. But like most first games, Rod, you never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't. I mean, I feel that our quarterback, Aguilar, will not be as apprehensive as our last two quarterbacks have been, where they're just hanging on the ball too long, based on his experience, what he's had. But then again, he was also a little more risky.
And through quite a few interceptions will not sit well with most of the fans there. So,
but it'd be interesting to see. I heard him interviewed. He sounds like a pretty mature kid, and he's not all me and this and that stuff. And so we'll see. We'll see.
All right, we'll come back and see what's on WGNS this weekend right after this.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive offers complete tax preparation, financial, and bookkeeping services.
This is Brandon Craig with Craig's Tax Service. We're proud to support all Rutherford County athletes.
Craig's Tax Service reminds you that it makes sense to get help with your taxes. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We've been serving Rutherford County since 1988.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
We're just off Memorial Boulevard at 142 Heritage Park Drive.
Game day is coming, and are you ready to represent the Blue Raiders? At Raider Tees, we've got the largest selection of officially licensed Middle Tennessee gear in town. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, even tailgating essentials. You name it, we've got it. No more searching through random stores. Everything you need is right here at 111 East MTCS Road, right across from MTCS. Get game day ready at Raider Tees. Bigger, better, and go blue.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Life changes, then it changes again. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. A job loss, change in health, or loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure that you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Stop by our office in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard or give us a call at 615-907-7056 for an appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, we're going to wrap up this show and kick you over to Brian Barrett and Rod Edwards getting ready to kick out of here and get over there to Blackman High School. John Dinkins, Mr. Hockenberry. Is Mr. Hockenberry there tonight?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, not there.
He's going tomorrow instead of John to Lebanon.
Okay, all right. Well, let's keep you up to date what you've got on WGNS this weekend. First of all, of course, the game tonight, Blackman versus Cane Ridge. Friday Night Thunder starts around 6:30. Siegel football at Lebanon. Brian Barrett, Bill Hockenberry, and Rod Edwards on that call. And then Friday Night Thunder scoreboard show after the game. Saturday morning, listen to all your favorite high school football coaches starting at 9 o'clock all the way to 11:15, where you'll hear everybody from Riverdale to MTCS and all them in between. You can catch out the listing on WGNSradio.com. And then Saturday afternoon, 4:30, they'll kick off the MTSU football game versus Austin Peay. So it's really feeling like football season, Ron.
Right. It fills up each weekend. Next weekend, we have the full enchilada.
Getting the pros in there, too. Tomorrow at the MAC, where I'll be working tomorrow, it's Football Friday. We got all kinds of activities led by our PE teacher, football themed all day. Riverdale band, MTSU cheerleaders in the morning. So it just feels good. The weather's feeling good. Football's feeling good. Good luck to all our teams.
Yes. My daughter was fixing some snacks for their celebration at Las Casas Elementary, but I bet they don't have the bands. I'm going to ask her.
Well, this is probably the last week pretty much of anybody playing non-region games, especially in our new Rutherford County group, because you got to get all your games in. So
7 games now.
We're going to jump into district play next week, so we'll talk about how we did last week, look at district play. Gosh, I hope we're talking MTSU, Vandy, and Tennessee all won.
Right. That would be nice.
It would be nice. All the local teams win until we start beating up on one another.
They should. I mean, we'll be disappointed if they don't.
It'll be very disappointing if we don't. Well, I'll tell you who will not be disappointing, and that's Brian Barrett and John Dinkins coming up next as they call the game, the award-winning Brian Barrett and John Dinkins. All right, guys, y'all have a great call tonight.